Hey guys, and welcome back to Prime Collectibles. It has been a long time. It feels like it's been forever since I made a video. For the past couple months, it's just been nuts. I was in BC, which is a different part of the country that I live in, Canada, visiting family. Came back to here, Montreal, where I live, and it's just been a whirlwind. Work has been insane. I'm getting married soon, so figuring out all that, it's just been a bit of a nightmare. No excuses, I should be making videos more regularly, and the good news is I have a bunch that I've sort of lined up to do soon. So this will be the first in a new set of videos that I will be doing, but I'm very excited to have my first video back be a review of this absolutely insane custom Spawn statue. It's a 1/4 scale Spawn statue, very limited run. This custom group tends to make really sort of popular statues. So when they have a pre-order up, if you don't get on within usually, within 20 minutes or so, they're gone. This one, I think it was something like 30 seconds. Like I got on, I put my pre-order in and then refreshed and they were gone already in a matter of seconds. So I was really fortunate to get this. That was about 2 years ago and it finally arrived recently. So I'm looking forward to do a review of it, go through some of the strengths and weaknesses because it does have both. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay guys, so before I get into it, just a reminder to quickly like and subscribe if you're enjoying my content. I feel like a dick saying that right now because I haven't posted in like 2 months, but it does really help my channel and I will be posting more regularly, so please do like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Okay, so let's get into the obvious about this statue first. It is impressive. Like there's no way around that. It is super, super impressive in person. It's imposing, it's huge, it's in your face, this cape, the movement of the cape, the flow of the statue, unreal. There, to my knowledge, are no custom quarter scale or bigger Spawn statues. I don't think that McFarlane's given the license out. I could be wrong. If I am, correct me in the comments, but so this is what you got for big Spawn statues. There are other customs, but I don't think any of them really hold a candle to this in terms of presence. So that is immediately what draws your eye from this statue. So let me or draws your eye to this statue, I should say. So let me get into some of the details that I really, really like, because the biggest selling point of the statue is its presence and its overall look. I don't know how else to say it. You walk into a room, this thing's in there, all eyes are on it. It's almost, I had it upstairs beside my Hush Superman for a while, just because it was there in storage until I could relocate it here. And even beside Hush Superman, like eyes are drawn to this thing. It's massive. The big red cape, the detail. So that's the big selling feature of this statue, is just its presence. Now, when you get into details, some things that I really do like, I love the detailing in I think it's called the necro armor or the whatever his sort of like his skin that kind of looks sinewy. Generally speaking, overall the entire statue, the detailing in the cape is incredible. It looks like almost fabric-y, but then clearly by the way it moves and flows and the sinews of it, it's not fabric. It's more organic. So I like that. The detailing, the weapons are incredible. I'll put a picture here of me holding this sword, but it literally like could be a small sword that I could use in real life. It's that big, it's massive. And the detailing, the cracks in the metal, even the paint on the sword itself is really nice. What else can we say that's good when you get into the details? The chains look really nice. Anything metal on this statue actually really looks good. It's well painted and it's well weathered, or at least the appearance of weathering. I like his portrait. I should say portraits. He does have 3 different portraits. He has the full covered Spawn face. He has the Spawn face with the teeth, with his teeth showing, and then he has the sort of zombie looking face as well. So on that subject, another thing I like are the swap outs. So he's got this giant sword, as you see. He also has this giant scythe. which is also a really cool look. I prefer the sword, so I'm gonna keep it this way, but the scythe is a very cool look. And then he also, on his other arm, he can have this sort of necroplasm, the sort of, hell spawn magic that he uses, or he can have an open hand, just sort of looking like he's ready for action. So that is unfortunately the extent of my praise of this statue. Okay, so now let's get into the things I don't like so much about this statue. And really it can be summarized in one thing. The paint is not great when you get up close. That's really, you can summarize my entire complaint with this statue in just that sentence. Everything looks great once you take a few steps back because the overall presence, like I said, is fantastic. The cape, the details in the strands of the cape, the flow of the statue, the giant Malbolgia, is that how you say his name? Malbolgia? Anyways, the giant dead head. Actually, pause it for a second, I need to check this. The demon head. Everything looks awesome from far away. Like I said, so impressive. Then you get close and everything kind of falls apart, unfortunately. Where do I start? The base, Malbolgia's head. This detailing in here, which kind of looks like exposed cells, it looks okay. The purples with the white in between gives it enough detail and fine detail and contrast that it looks all right. But when you start getting into the gums here and the teeth, and God, the eyes are just terrible. That green paint looks like it was just sort of washed over without any attention to details of little bubbles in the eyes. The bone is not that bad. The type of bones, the bone parts of his skull down here in the chin look okay. But then when you get up into here, into his forehead and into the horns, it's just too plain and it's too matte. That's a big problem I have with all the paint. It's very matte. The gums and the blood around the mouth is a little bit shiny, but it's almost one color and it looks like shit. And then the parts that do have a bit of detail are all matte. There's no shine to it at all. Even where there should be blood, where the horns are broken off, it's all matte red. And then you get up into him. I'm just gonna stand up here. Hopefully the mic doesn't mess around, but you get into him and all these parts of his, again, I don't remember if it's called necro armor, but for some reason that stands out. But all the parts of his sort of sinewy body, there should be some parts of this that sort of glisten or shine, and it's all just this flat, matte, one color. Of course, into the sort of spawn details on him, the white is maybe a little bit shinier, but not much. Now the cloak or his cape, it being matte is not that bad because it does give it kind of a fabricy. Is that a word? Whatever, I made it a word. Gives it a fabricy look. I don't mind that. But there should definitely be some variations in not just the colors and the tones, but in the type of paint that they used for this. It's especially bad when it gets into some of the areas, you know, the red parts of his armor, the big chunky red parts. It's just flat. It just feels flat when you go up close. And it's really unfortunate because, like I said, this is such an impressive statue. It would have just taken it to the next level if they would have taken the time, if the factory would have taken the time and really paid as much attention to the paint as they did to the design and the design of the statue itself. I don't know who sculpted this, but whoever sculpted it should be commended. And whoever, I'm not sure how it works when it goes from sculpt to product, but you know, there's some real engineering that went into this. The cape is massive and it's detailed and complex and there's pieces of it weaving in and out of each other. The engineering that went into this, unreal. But again, the statue is let down by the paint and it really sucks. I might have this repainted, I'll see. Realistically, not many people come up and start looking at closely at statues, so it might just be passable because again, it's so impressive if you don't look up close. But also I'm OCD, so I probably will end up just getting it repainted because it bugs me. Another thing that I thought of, you know, I was watching the Batman statue collector, and he was looking at one of his statues in the past, and he didn't like how matte it was. And he had this idea where he was going to take this stuff called, oh man, I can't remember what the name of it is now. It's called Modge Podge. And it's basically, it's kind of something that you can paint on top of colors and it gives it a shine, gives it a glisten. I might take some Modge Podge and go over it and give some of the areas that I think should be more shiny a bit of that glisten, of that shine. I think that's what I might do. Before I get it repainted, I might see if that can sort of bring out some more depth to the statue. What do you guys think? Let me know if you think that it's even worth doing that, if I should just leave it as it is, or if I should just completely get it repainted. The problem with getting it repainted is it's such a pain in the ass. This is a massive statue. I don't know if I've mentioned that enough times. Massive. There are big chunks. I don't know if I can, like, just look at this. There are like 5 chunks this big that fit into just the base alone. And then you get into the cape, and the cape, like, I'll see if I can get a picture of just me holding the cape when I took it out of the box, but it's massive. If I'm gonna have somebody repaint this, what am I supposed to do? Pack this all up and send it? That's another thing. This is the boxes that this came in are the biggest. How do I put this? It came in 3 massive boxes, which is bigger than anything I've ever got. Even my Prime 1 Swamp Thing only came in 2 big boxes. This came in 3. So to resend it out and have it painted, I don't know. I'll let it sit for a while and think. I don't like the fact that this necro energy goes up and touches the corner of his collar. I think that's just bad design, to be honest. In art, in another life, I used to be an animator, and you never have 2 lines intersect like that. It's not good practice. And I feel like when it comes to sculpture, it's just not a good look either. But anyways, I won't nitpick anymore. I've made my point about the paint and about the fine details and the lack of depth in the paint. One thing I should mention that's a big positive is this statue came with almost a completely second statue to hold the swap outs. So I showed you the swap outs, but now check this out. This base is a separate piece where you can put this separate, this whole torso is not a swap out. It's literally just here to hold these other pieces. So as you can see here, it's got the scythe stuck in, and it has a second arm, and it has another place for the third head as well. So very cool. I appreciate the thought that went into it to provide this whole other thing. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this statue. It's a mixed bag, but it's really funny because usually with this sort of mixed bag, I would kind of be disappointed, but it's so freaking impressive when you just see it as a whole, taking it all in, that a lot of the smaller detail flaws with the paint can be overlooked. Okay, so in summary, if I'm gonna give this thing a rating, I'm gonna have to give it a 7.5. It pains me to do that because if the paint was just a little bit better, it could be a 9, easy. We're not gonna get a statue like this licensed, probably never, but not for a long time if we do. So to get a statue this impressive of Spawn, it guts me to not be able to give it a higher rating, but the paint is just not up to par. And for that reason, I can't give it above a 7.5. 7.5 is still great though. And like I said, it looks fantastic. It's gonna stay in my collection for a good while, I'm sure. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. I've got some other great ones coming down the pipeline. I have some ideas for different videos that are kind of like my thought process when I choose a statue. Actually, one of you guys requested that one. I still haven't got around to doing it. Things like that, things like top 10s I really enjoy doing because it allows me to look at my existing collection and pick and choose certain things that I like and don't like in it. So those will be coming. Stick around, and until next time, later.